Hi, this is Farnaz Ovarzamani, the first author of this study. Have you ever noticed that when you start learning a new skill, you often learn and progress rapidly in the initial stages, and then, in the middle of this process, your skill acquisition slows down to the extent that you feel as if you are going around in circles? Accordingly, learning a new language is not an exception, because this is actually a kind of skill you are trying to master. A critical question arises here. Why do some language learners pass this demanding intermediate stage faster than others and achieve high levels of proficiency? Scholars have suggested many internal and external reasons for achieving either higher or lower target language proficiency. In this study, we focus on thinking style as an internal factor. In addition, we considered the respondents' attitude towards the unfamiliar cognitive tests that we use in order to find any possible relationship in this regard. The most problematic issue that encouraged me and my professor to conduct this research was the critical shortcomings of the test that had been used for many years in earlier studies. Actually, the common research tools, especially questionnaires and IQ tests, were criticized for being highly structured and outcome-based, which could not measure people's thinking processes in a naturalistic or ill-structured way that is closer to what we experience in the real world. That's why we decided to employ a quite innovative cognitive test to yield new insights in this regard and to get a bit closer to the exploration of crucial cognitive preferences that may or may not lead to success in learning a foreign language, particularly in a context in which there is little chance of being exposed to the foreign language on a daily basis. The cognitive test that we used, called the CPP, which stands for Cognitive Process Profile, is a computerized simulation of human problem-solving processes that analyzes the respondents' cognitive tendencies. Interestingly, this test assesses cognitive traits deeply through game-like software, including the tasks that are quite ambiguous for the participants. In the following part of this video, I will give you more details about the test outputs using my own CPP report as a sample, plus a summary of our research findings in the related sections. Now, let's take a look at some important pages of a standard CPP report. Okay, on this page there are respondents' biographical information and the self-evaluation questions and responses at the bottom of the page. Here we found that foreign language success and gender may be independent of the self-evaluation, and cognitive style and cognitive flexibility on the other hand seem to be fairly related to the evaluation responses. For example, we found that the participants with a strong tendency to learn new concepts and those with higher flexibility enjoyed experiencing the CPP the most. This chart indicates whether a person tends to think operationally or strategically. As we see, there are 4 constructs with their descriptions in each column. For instance, it shows my short-term and long-term focus scores while I was solving the CPP's problems. Here comes the cognitive styles of a participant along with the definitions. In the CPP reports, individuals often have more than one style. Here, for example, I have 4 dominant styles. Overall, the CPP can detect 15 cognitive styles. In this study, we revealed that the analytical, logical, reflective, and learning styles were much more frequent among successful EFL learners. They also showed a considerable cognitive flexibility. On the other hand, the random style, along with lower flexibility, was dominant within the less successful EFL learners group. In the CPP reports, we could not only find out our participants' current cognitive abilities, but also the development areas that they are capable of achieving them. The CPP allows respondents to solve the problems at their own pace, since this test considers the speed and power of the processing as separate constructs and does not rely merely on the individual's processing speed. As a result, the output shows 4 types of scores: speed of work, quick insight, pace control, and quick closure. The Information Processing Competencies Chart comprises 6 broad categories, including 14 scores. According to the CPP's theoretical foundation, it is the metacognition that guides other cognitive processes. This part has elaborated on my learning potentials as a respondent, which gives more details and descriptions. Eventually, I should mention that me and my professor have analyzed all the scores in the CPP reports. We actually found further results about our participants. We are preparing the report of the new findings and we'll present it in our next paper. Thanks for your time and attention.